I was in a really dark spot 8 or 9 years ago. I was addicted to heroin. I was trying to come off of it. I was looking at facing jail time for a litany of violent crimes. My son's mom had a restraining order against me, wouldn't let me see her or my kids. I had no friends. It was an all-time low for me. So I thought the best course of action for me and everybody around me, I was going to kill myself. So the only friends I really had that I felt at the time were the folks over at the flipping arena. So I typed up from my work computer a suicide note and posted it to the flipping arena. A few moments later, I had to take a shit, so I went to the company bathroom, taking the shits, and a few minutes in, my boss knocks on the door and asks if I'm in there. I tell him yeah. He says, meet me outside when you're done. Just need to see you for a few minutes. So, okay, whatever. I walk out there, and he's standing there with a plainclothes police officer. He's got his ID and his badge and shit. And they tell me that there was a break-in at the company the night before, and they had used my ID card to scan past security, which would be real fishy. So they arrested me, walked me through the facilities. By everybody I knew, it was humiliating. Then I get to the security office. My dad, who's also a cop, was standing there. And they told me that the real reason I was being arrested is because they had found my suicide note on the flipping arena and I was being Baker acted. In the note, I stated that I was going to use a stolen handgun I had acquired to kill myself. So at that same moment, they had police officers at my house, in my bedroom. I lived with my parents at the time because of all the legal trouble I was in. And they were tearing apart my room looking for the gun. So they searched my car as well, which is on the facilities. They put me in the back of a cop car. And the police officer that arrested me had left his report on the seat. So being the nosy fuck that I am, I lean over and look through the cage to see what it says. And I saw how they had found my suicide note. And I was turned in by Mr. Edward Anthonus, Mr. Lucifer himself, co-founder of BRS. I was pissed. I was fucking livid. For the first 3 or 4 days in rehab, I couldn't even think about him without being just angry, thoroughly. But he did me a favor. If it wasn't for Mr. Ed, I wouldn't be here now. I would have gone home that day from work and just killed myself. So I've thanked him for it ever since. He's become one of my most dear friends. I respect him more than anybody. He's done more good for myself and the community than most people will ever realize because of his brash online persona. But don't let him fool you. He's a big softy at heart and would go out of his way for any of his good friends that were in need of anything. So Ed, thanks again. Even though I'm sure you're tired of hearing it, you literally saved my life, man. I don't know what I'd do without you. Ugh. I don't think I'd actually be flipping this long. I figured I would have dropped it by now, so. Guess I'll just flip and keep talking about, if you feel like if you're at a low spot in your life and you're contemplating suicide, don't do it. Things will get better, I promise. It always does. It's what's the saying? It's a permanent solution for a temporary problem. It will get better. I'm sure there's a phone number I could list right now, but fuck it. I really wish I just kind of dropped it already. God damn. Fuck it. Ow.